abilities. Game number 3, we are yet to even get halfway through this set. We're going to be jumping in very, very shortly. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to game number 3 between these two titans of Age of Empires 4. Spawning in the north of the map, in the color blue, representing Izzy, it is MarineLorD playing the Holy Roman Empire.
And on the southern part of the map, we do have Beastyqt playing as the Chinese in red. Chinese, not so unconventional on this map. It doesn't have a spectacular win rate, it's actually slightly lower than 50%, but at least we have seen China being used a couple of times on this map, whereas for the HRE, this is a first. This is the only map aside from Boulder Bay where HRE wasn't used a single time throughout the tournament. So you gotta wonder what exactly MarineLorD has on his mind with this civilization, because you don't just pick HRE for this map without a game plan.
Yeah, well, I think it's largely because of the matchup. He knows that Beasty's got access to the Chinese. He knows this is Beastyqt's home map. And as a result, it's highly likely he's going to pick China here. And if you can get Holy Roman Empire into China, that's like... I don't know exactly what it's like these days, but back in the day, that's like a 95% chance of victory. It's just the timings match up so much better for the Holy Roman Empire player than they do the Chinese player. The Chinese player is always going to be just 2 or 3 minutes behind. It's very difficult for them to come out on top, but we'll have to see how Beastyqt looks to play it here. I wouldn't be surprised if we actually see a 1-base fast castle into a push with Nest of Bees and Spearmen, just because Beasty probably knows how difficult it can be going up against a Holy Roman Empire player. And I suspect this map is no different. We'll take a look at the relic distribution. It looks pretty fair at this point in time.
Yeah, I gotta say that I agree with you on this one. I think in the previous rounds of Golden League, we have seen that going greedy with the Chinese, 2000 or Song Dynasty boom, is something that can be punished so easily by the opponent just by having control over that central sacred site. So you get the feel that the Chinese also have to play a little bit more aggressive than they normally would. So, as you said, 1000 or Fast Castle, maybe with Song Dynasty is something that you can think about. Like Barbican in the middle, Song Dynasty, and then into a Fast Castle, Palace Guard, Nest of Bees combo is something that you can work really well with. It's going to be difficult for the HRE to respond to that, and then you can follow it up with a castle in the middle for the Chinese and then play defensive. So that is definitely one of the options available for Beasty.
Yeah, I definitely think that's going to be the right way to go. You want to play standard as China, and by standard I mean, 2TC Song Dynasty, but it's going to be very hard against the Holy Roman Empire. Now, obviously, Holy Roman Empire aren't as strong as they used to be. We've seen nerfs to both the Regnitz Cathedral as well as to the Palace of Swabia, which are 2 of the power spikes that were utilized by the Holy Roman Empire against China. But now we take a look at Beasty as he begins to expand. You can see the Imperial Academy going to be coming down in the back of the base here. Where is that lumber camp for Beasty? He actually doesn't even have a lumber camp up at this point. Just going to be on the stragglers. So I suspect he's going to be dropping that lumber camp down towards that southwestern side. Beastyqt not the type of guy to misplace a lumber camp. I suspect his base building here today with China is going to be absolutely on point.
Okay, so look at that Aachen Chapel spot out there. It is suspiciously close to the wood eco, as we do have the product healing up the scout over there, so that is a fight that's essentially won by MarineLorD. But he's placing that Aachen Chapel very close to the wood line, which could be an indication that he's going very wood heavy. I would think a second town center would be kind of a crazy idea, but we'll have to see why exactly he's going so heavy on the wood, because that Aachen Chapel is specifically placed so that it's close to his lumberjacking operation.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see what other resources he's got underneath there. We do see the lumber camp coming up. Was it just the berries, nothing else?
Yeah, I would think so. I don't think that it has the gold. Yeah, it has the town center as well, so obviously that's all right. Doesn't have the stone, doesn't have the gold, so it has to be either for the berries or for the wood. But if it was for the gold and the berries, it would be in between them. So the focus is on wood here, I believe, for MarineLorD.
Interesting. Now, we do see that lumber camp coming up for Beastyqt as well. So that's going to be going up. Yeah, I was looking at that as well. You can see Vodka actually pointing towards where he thought the lumber camp should have gone. And I got to agree with him. I think that would have made a lot more sense. MarineLorD putting a lumber camp right there, dropping the Ark in between the gold mine and the berries. And then that way he hits the town center, the berries, the gold, and the wood line. But he is the GOAT. So we will let the GOAT bar and eat as much as he likes. But take a look at all the sheep that are underneath that, and we might have a bit of a forward Barbican coming out. I think we might.
Yeah, it has to be for a Barbican. Scouts are trying to stop that, but that should not be a thing in here. So, fast Song Dynasty with the Barbican in the middle, as one would expect. Gotta love how that relic is sneaking in that little bush on the ground. You see, you can only see the glow out here. And actually, that's only 3 villagers, so Beasty's gonna have to use his own scouts to deter MarineLorD from this harassment. Otherwise, those villagers might not be able to finish that Barbican. Okay, 2 more villagers are being pulled, so Beasty's playing this one safe.
Yeah, more villagers coming up, making sure that everything's going to be okay. But this Barbican achieves a lot of things. Number one, he doesn't actually block a choke point with it, which is really important. If you block a choke point with your Barbican, then you can't wall the choke point. By putting it here, it's going to mean that he is taking control of the sacred site, the relic, and also allowing that choke point to remain wallable. That is very important because, you know, when the late game eventually comes around, Knight's going to be running rampant through his base. It could be difficult. But now on the north side of the map, we do see a fast castle intent on coming through from MarineLorD. Looks like a stable going to be dropped down here. Scouting happening for Beastyqt. He's looking around the enemy base, trying to spot out what exactly is going on. And indeed, we've got professional scouts coming through for MarineLorD.
I kind of like the idea, although this also means that his build is going to be a little slower. Like, if you look at his resources, he could think about the direct fast castle. Obviously, professional scouts is going to delay him a tiny bit, but I like that in the long run because that's going to be a great source of food for him. And going into Castle Age, I'm going to ask you the question. Can you imagine the Burgrave Palace being used over here? Because I think, given the relic placement, MarineLorD could get himself the 2 relics for the Ragnits. But we've seen this multiple times that this map is all about being aggressive early Castle Age and securing that central area, and the Burgrave Palace would be perfect for such a move.
Yes, but no. I feel like MarineLorD's not the kind of guy, as I said before, MarineLorD is the kind of guy who's like, all right, I'll watch 1,000 games of it and then I'll try it myself. You know, that's why he loves to stick to the French, because it's old faithful. I would be very surprised to see it come out. Obviously, it's in the realm of possibilities, but I don't know how likely it is. Realistically, you'd probably have to put it at about a 2% chance. And you can see great walls already coming up here from Beastyqt. He's getting the wheelbarrow behind this, and it does look like we're just going to be having a 1 town center build. So this is something that I suspected would be the case. So coming out with the 2 town centers here, you're just going to be too slow. But going for a Song Dynasty fast castle makes a lot of sense. He's already got out triple IO as well as that wheelbarrow coming through as well. So his economy is going to be booming. He's going to be looking to match the castle age of his opponent. And he's going to have a great fortification with that Barbican sitting on top of the hill to build it from.
Those walls. I love those walls from Beasty. And look at that. It's actually very smart. Look at that wall placement compared to the boards. Both boards would be on his side. It will also limit his opponent's chances of working towards those hunts on the other side. So MarineLorD might be limited to 2 patches of deer instead of having 4, but 2 boars are available as well. And if those are safe like that, then you can really justify Beasty moving out towards those because there's a limited chance that MarineLorD would pressure those.
Keep in mind, he's also locked the relics behind there as well. So only 1 relic available for MarineLorD right now. And we did see a Ragnitz Cathedral coming up for him. So it's going to be one of those situations where, yeah, sure, you've got a Ragnitz Cathedral, but do you have the relics?
Yeah, that's actually a very smart placement. And indeed, I completely missed out on that one. That he also has those walls strategically positioned in a way that it's inaccessible for MarineLorD to pick up those relics. And of course, the Barbican is locking down the one in the middle. And we go back to the domain where you gotta ask yourself the question, maybe the Burgrave Palace would have been better? Obviously, it's easy to be smart from our perspective, especially because I don't think that MarineLorD is aware of those walls just yet.
Yeah, I don't think so either. We did see the scouts over on the east side. He was aware of that. They were picking up the deer. But I think he's going to realize a little bit too late. Hold on a minute. I've only got 1 relic to deal with this. So he'll be looking to get out knights, I suspect. Is where he's going to start off. Obviously, he did open up with a stable. So it does make sense for him to go into that. But we can see the villager making his way back. He is walled off the entire map. It is over on his side. And I suspect now that Beastyqt is in that 3rd age, we're going to see a monastery drop down very, very quickly. Probably in the center of the map, I wouldn't be surprised. Just so he can walk onto that sacred site, look to pick up those relics as well. There it is, going to be coming down. Actually, just going to be dropping it down in the base, keeping it nice and safe. Does he look to supervise that monastery? That is going to be a key decision here for him. We can see the Imperial officials standing by, yet to really move any of these out. We can see he's got lots of gold in the bank. What's going on here? He's yet to really do much with it. The stone.
Look at that.
So he's going to be looking to drop down a keep. And now Imperial official coming back. I think he's going to supervise it. I guarantee. I can feel it. I feel it in my bones. We'll take a look back. There it is. He's supervising. The Imperial official is on the monastery. He is pumping out these monks non-stop. He's also going for a keep in the middle. I love the way that he's playing this. I think this is the perfect way to play this, and I'm so glad that we're getting to witness it right now because MarineLorD is just going to be doing classic Holy Roman Empire things. Meanwhile, Beastyqt, he's throwing a spanner in the mix.
Yeah, I love the approach as well from Beasty over here, because he is going to have that relic going from the middle, and by having that monastery inside his base, he also guarantees that it's not going to be easy for MarineLorD to just take it down. If you place it in the middle, you expose yourself to a counterattack, you might lose it, and then MarineLorD is going to have all those relics for himself. And look at that, the chop through coming over here. Not exactly sure if it's needed, because, I mean, the scouts could torch down those walls anyways, but it looks like MarineLorD will have a second relic for himself. And look at the resources that he's banking up. This could actually be a fast Imperial.
Yeah, this is the standard thing to do in this matchup. You go fast Imperial and your timing windows are going to be very effective. But it is important to know Beasty is only looking to take that sacred site now. So we're at the 11-minute mark, so get your stopwatches out. I'm curious how long it takes to actually capture a sacred site. I think he stepped on that sacred site about 11:02. So I'm suspecting it's 30 seconds, but I don't actually know.
Yeah, it's about 30-ish. Love the move that he's picking up that sacred site before the relic, so he's aware of the fact that he doesn't need to rush with that relic. Here there's a tower up as well for vision. He's walling off that sacred site too. He's about to drop a keep. Another question becomes for MarineLorD, what is he gaining with Imperial Age over here that will help him retake the middle? Because you're essentially forfeiting this central area. You're going to let your opponent get one or possibly even two castles up in the next few minutes. And what are you exactly getting from your Imperial Age over here? Especially because... Oh, yeah, bombards.
Bombards.
I don't know.
It's got to be the key. I feel... And
I don't trust it.
Now I'm coming out with a little bit of hate on MarineLorD's base building, dropping that Palace of Swabia right underneath his Archon Chapel. Nest of Bees going to be coming out. Welcome, Nest of Bees, but unfortunately going to be too little too late as that Nest of Bees going to be going down. We do jump away, but oh my lord, the Wallalol comes out. He defends it. I love it. The Exodia combination beginning to make its way onto the field. Villagers also getting in on the mix. Going to be defended by the Nest of Bees. It is beautiful play coming out from Beastyqt. The second Nest of Bees. He's going to have to pull Villagers to heal this one up, and indeed he does. Look how on the ball he is with this. He is not skipping a beat today.
Beautiful micro over there from both players, actually. But especially Beasty pulling off all those villagers. He's going to heal up those Nest of Bees. And the castle is going up in the middle. As you said, Palace of Swabia, a bit of an awkward spot over here for MarineLorD. He does have two relics in the Ragnitz Cathedral, so his gold income is nice. He's going to start the villager printer. He's going to start running low on gold inside his base, though, with 8:30 left on the clock. And as you pointed out, bombards is probably the name of the game, so for Beasty, it's all about sniping those bombards. And you probably want to do that with palace guards, I presume. I wouldn't trust Springolds in this situation, to be honest, for Beasty, him being in castle as opposed to his opponent being in imp.
Yeah, well, this is hard, right? Because MarineLorD's got another 8 minutes to go. That is a lot of time. That is a huge amount of time, especially considering China is not scaling right now. China's on one town center. He's on Song Dynasty, but you're about to overtake him and you're about to zoom past him to the moon. So that is important to note. But I feel like for MarineLorD, he gets 2 or 3 bombards out and just a whole bunch of men-at-arms. And there's nothing that you can really do against that as China in the 3rd age. If you're in the 4th age, then sure. You know, you can do your Springolds with your roller shutter triggers. You can do your own bombards with pyrotechnics. There's a lot of different responses that you can have. But you're not in the 4th age. You're in the 3rd age. And you're going pretty much all in. Like, basically, we're seeing, you know, the Viper when he was on the Rus. It's basically the same thing, except coming out from Beastyqt here on the Chinese. So it's going to be difficult for him holding onto this. But I'm curious to see how he tries.
Yeah, I agree with you on this one, and you see Stone is also being mined over here now by MarineLorD, so he's preparing for the follow-up. He takes down the keeps, he drops his own keep over there. Stonewall is now coming in here for Beasty, though, and I think the concern for MarineLorD could be that, as you said, he needs the men-at-arms to protect those bombards with, but he's just now transitioning to the farming eco, so he needs at least 1 or 2 more minutes by the time he gets a reasonable amount of men-at-arms out for himself. And Beasty is not stopping with those fortifications. See, he still has some stone income. He's stonewalling himself off. He's dropping a second keep as well. And this is going to be dicey. I feel like MarineLorD is going to have one chance for this one. That chance is pretty good with the bombards and the men-at-arms, but if anything goes wrong over there, he loses the bombards for whatever reason, he's going to be in serious trouble.
I personally, I like MarineLorD's position. I don't think he loses this, just because MarineLorD is not the type of player to make mistakes. And I think in this position, the only way you're going to really lose this is making mistakes. So the way he's going to play it, Culverin together with Bombards, together with a whole bunch of men-at-arms, maybe throw in a couple lance connects as well. Why not? And that's going to be it. And he'll be looking to take out the Springalds of his opponent with the Culverin, make sure that the Bombards stay alive. They'll be sniping out everything else. And that's pretty much it. As long as he keeps that alive, he should be able to methodically push onto this sacred site. He's got so much time. 6 minutes. A lot of people look at that and they get worried. You know, 6 minutes. Oh, don't worry. 6 minutes is plenty of time. 6 minutes from now, MarineLorD's going to be maxed out. He'll be on 130 villages, 70 population of military. He'll be fine. Don't worry. Don't sweat it.
Yeah, Beast is essentially going for an all-in over here. He's got 5.5 minutes left to go. MarineLorD is banking up a tremendous amount of resources, including food. But now you got the stone walls coming in, and this is where Beasty, he could have a shot at this. Because if you remember the previous game, so many times, MarineLorD tried to blast his way through the walls, and Beasty repaired those with the villagers. And look at that. Clock is ticking, the Bombard is not yet set up to even take down the first castle. I do agree with you on the fact that this composition on paper should work for MarineLorD, but we have seen how good of a defender Beasty is with stone walls, and this is a hard fortification to break if you look at this.
You're not wrong. And I guess one of the things that I am not considering is that we've seen nerf to the Holy Roman Empire. They are not the powerhouse that they used to be. You know, I'm thinking about the days back when they had 3 relics in the Regnitz and they had the town center popping out units, you know, non-stop. But those days are long gone now. We only see 2 relics in the town center. So who knows? Maybe there is a chance here for this beast of a cutie. But we can see that siege mass is really building up quite significantly.
Wait a second, that's a Chinese stone wall repair coming in here. It's not even emergency repairs, this is just the Chinese stone wall repairs, but that's buying him precious time. And I mean, we're down to 430 and no noticeable progress has been made by MarineLorD. And here's the problem, I think, for MarineLorD. If you look at Beast's food income, he's all-inning this. He's got no food income. It's all wood, all gold, and all stones. It's gonna be castles, stone walls, and an insane amount of nest of bees and Springolds. This is getting overly concerning for MarineLorD because that clock is ticking way too fast for him.
Oh my lord, look how quick that comes up and now, oh my god, that's disgusting. Okay, it looks like the situation has been reassessed. It's not looking good for MarineLorD, kids. Oh my god, and they're stacking up. Okay, this is actually, no joke, this is getting changed in the next patch. Oh my god. What is... So, MarineLorD here, he actually needs to get out trebuchets to kill the outposts. That's the only way he can deal with this, because he can't kill the outposts without that. And he can't get onto the sacred site either, so that's not even going to be a possibility. And let's have a look how quickly... He's going to try and get it in. Look at the nest of bees in here trying to hodl in as well. Jeez Louise. Beastyqt, how does he do it? He's a cutie, but he's a beast at the same time and just trying his best to hold on to this position. This is incredible.
And one of the most underappreciated aspects over here is that there is not a single gate for Beastie, so as weird as it sounds like, even siege towers wouldn't work. Because in this scenario, technically the siege tower could be a tool to get on those walls, get down using a gate on the other side, and then jump on those villagers, because you need something that kills those villagers, and you just don't have that. Looks like finally with that keep going up, there might be a window to kill those villagers, but we are down to 3 minutes on that timer, and hell is now being unleashed by those nest of bees. MarineLorD is progressing way too slow here, I feel like.
Yeah, but there is still progress, and that's something to note. Oh my lord, he almost made it through those walls, and you can see he's going to be able to get that wall back up, but it's down to about 30% health. That keep is going to be able to fire across over the walls and take out the villagers. You can see, and now this is where the progress begins. He has made progress, and you can see the nest of bees firing down towards that position, but the wall goes down once again. He's going to be looking to get it up. The bombard's going to be retargeting that hole in the wall. Let's see if he gets it down. Unfortunately, going to be turning his attention towards that next partition. He's trying his best to take it down. The nest of bees going to be firing on the back line, getting themselves over onto that wall, and all the damage continuing to come out. You can see the villagers just rotating back and forth, trying as they do with Beastyqt down to 56 villagers. MarineLorD on 95 right now. There are 2 minutes to go before this timer is run out, and Beastyqt is holding on for dear life as that wall breaks open, and quite a segment indeed it does. And look at the siege mass that is building up behind this for Beastyqt as the nest of bees going to be looking to try and get through on these men-at-arms. The men-at-arms, welcome fellas, welcome to the new world. Look at the nest of bees.
That's a death trap. Look at that. It's like 6 nest of bees. You got the towers out there as well, and the bombards might be falling into that trap. Villagers being pulled as well. Springles rolling up. This could be a death trap here for MarineLorD.
Springald's coming in for a kiss, as they love to do, and the Nest of Bees going to begin continuing firing on that backline. It's so difficult for him to fight in this. There's 1:38 to go, and look at all of the villagers just jumping inside, and good game gets called. MarineLorD says, I can't do it, Dad. Let me out, and indeed, Beastyqt lets him out. Good game gets called. That is it. Beastyqt 2, MarineLorD 1.
Oh, what a game here for Beasty, and just... I don't want to be on Reddit tomorrow reading all the posts about this one, because I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people that are mad about this. But this is the thing here. Beasty, he realized that his opponent is just playing inside his base and he has the chance to fortify this. And just to make things clear, this wasn't an easy defense for Beasty. It's not like, you know, he's just getting the stone walls up and we are done. He had to have an insane reaction time to get those walls up the moment they were broken through. And he just knew that there is going to be a big horde of men-at-arms coming in. He set that death trap up. I'm actually curious at the military graph of MarineLorD. I just want to see how many units he lost trying to break into that absolute slaughterhouse. Look at that. That's like unbelievable.
Yeah, that is ridiculous. Oh, my Lord. He went from 50 units down to 10 in the space of half a second. Those Nest of Bees. Hey, look, Age of Empires 4 developers, if you're watching this, just remember, Chinese still have a negative win rate, so don't go nerfing the Nest of Bees, please. That is my short little command. But I gotta say, man, that was an impressive game. Beastyqt, I mean, had that been any other player, I reckon MarineLorD would have had that. But Beastyqt, he is just the kind of guy who just knows how to weasel his way into such a beautiful position. And you got to admire it. Like, that's what it was. It was a beautiful position. There's no two ways about it. The fact that he had all of those outposts stacked up behind there, just perfectly crafted in, healing up everything. Yeah, it was just magnificent. It was just magnificent.
Yeah, really good play there from Beasty. And as you said, MarineLorD did the right things. Like, MarineLorD's army was supposed to be able to take it down, but it was just a spectacular defense by Beasty, really. It's better than textbook. It's one of those scenarios where it's like, this is not supposed to work, but it does. And that comes down to the execution and the skill of Beasty that he has shown in this game.
And now, earlier in the stream, we actually talked about the new patch, quote-unquote, that is going to be happening. Just to give you guys a little bit of an idea as to the changes that are going to be coming through shortly. So we are going to see... So what that technology that Beastyqt was using was called extra materials. It's a unique technology available to the Chinese at their keeps. It's called, Chinese extra materials. So it is no longer going to stack on single wall segments. So what that means is right now, if you make 10 outposts all around a single wall segment, it's going to heal up each of those outposts or each of those wall segments times 10 because it stacks. So it's going to change that. Also, they're going to be reducing the range on extra materials and making it so that the repair range, because at the moment it is 12.5 tiles. Think about a Bombard, 10 range. Think about a Springald with roller shutter triggers, 12 range. This is longer than that. This is 12.5 tiles of range. It's going to be getting reduced down to 4. So if there was ever a time for this strategy to come out, it was right here, right now.